based on a true story. In the spring of 1922, on a lonely farm in Bavaria, something unspeakable happened. This is the true story of Hinterkaifeck. In the spring of 1922, deep in the Bavarian countryside of Germany, there stood a lonely farm called Hinterkaifeck. It sat far from the nearest village, isolated, quiet, and almost forgotten by the world. But weeks before the nightmare began, something was already wrong. Andreas himself found strange footprints in the snow, footprints that led from the forest straight to the house, and then vanished. No tracks leading away. The previous maid had quit in terror. She claimed she heard footsteps in the attic at night, soft, slow footsteps when the entire family was downstairs. Someone had been watching them. On the night of March 31, 1922, the storm was howling. One by one, the family was lured into the barn. First Andreas, then his wife, then Victoria, then the little girl. Each of them was struck in the head with a heavy farming tool, a mattock. The killer worked methodically. The bodies were stacked together and covered with hay. Then the killer walked into the house. He murdered the new maid, Maria, in her bed. And finally, the 2-year-old boy, still in his crib. But the horror did not end there. For the next 3 days, the killer stayed. He lit the fire. He ate their food. He fed the cattle and the dog. He moved freely through the house while 6 corpses lay just meters away. Neighbors eventually grew worried. The children had missed school. The family had not come to church. When they finally entered the farm on April 4th, they found the bodies. The little 7-year-old girl had not died immediately. She had lived for hours, pulling out clumps of her own hair in agony as she lay among the dead. The murder weapon was found later, hidden in the attic. The attic where the footsteps had been heard. To this day, more than 100 years later, no one knows who the killer was. After the blood had already been spilled, Hinterkaifeck was torn down years later. But no one knows how long he had been living in that attic. And no one knows why he chose to stay. Save the silence there still feels wrong, because whoever walked those floors never truly left.